it's 10:30. We're pulling out a tag 600 Lek to Pogradec full bus, and yeah, pretty easy to navigate. Just show up, start asking around. Bus driver will throw you on the bus and grab a seat, but show up early. Remember, travel's first come, first serve. Okay, well, I'm packed up, getting a little overspray from the pressure washer, but I'm not a fan of this new bus stop. Not a fan at all. This is really, from what I understand, Saranda is going to be the same way. The bus stop will be way out of town instead of downtown and center. So I don't know if they think that's going to help the taxi or what, but all I see it is hurting transportation in the long run, because instead of a bus carrying a bunch of people to the city center, you have a bunch of taxis down there. It's just crazy. So I'm not too excited about this walk, because I did this 2 years ago and it was a pain in the ass then, and it's going to be a pain in the ass now. So anyway, that's where I'm headed, down that road and to the right. But yeah, this is just bad on bad. I don't know, but oh well, I'm here. I didn't even look at my clock, but we left at 10:30. I'll kind of clock the time when I get down to the lake area, because that was my plan. Go down there, get some coffee, chill out by the lake until check-in. I think check-in's 3 or 4. It's kind of late. Booked on Expedia. Boy, what a nightmare that's been. Expedia, they're all that way. But I had to call customer service with Expedia about an issue, and it's just a joke. Check this out though. Whoops. Check out that. It's beautiful, right? Just beautiful. This whole city's beautiful. But yeah, definitely not happy about doing the long haul with my bags. I can see a ton of locals walking up the same way. You know, it's just ridiculous. If you're gonna have a terminal out on the outskirts of town, maybe have a shuttle bus that runs frequent and often to the center of town where the bus terminal used to be. Just saying, you know, it makes no sense to put your center of activity for people going in and out in the boondocks. It makes great sense for an airport because they're big planes, but buses, there's always other options, right? Always other options. So I don't know. But yeah, it's just amazing to me, the stream of people walking up this hill to get to the bus station. They presume they're headed to the bus station. It's about all that's out there, that and a few houses. If my memory serves me at all. Which I'm pretty sure I know exactly where I'm at, so. It's been a year and a half, it's been more than a year and a half. It's been a good 2 years. I still walked this enough in that short time to feel like I know exactly where I'm at. But there you go. I'm gonna shut this off and try not to twist a knee or an ankle under my load, and seek out some coffee and cold water. Okay, so the last time I was here, this was where the buses were. It's this kind of triangle parking lot. I ate at that right there a few times, but check out that mural. And I ate over there a few times. And then for me to get to where I was going, I got fruit there. But for me to get where I was going, I'd come up here, go straight out there, past that grocery store, make a right, go all the way to the beach. And the apartment I had was right there near that corner. But I didn't time myself. I haven't pulled out my phone yet, but it's just a pain in the neck, really just a pain in the neck. I was thinking with every step that it would be so cool if there was like a little trolley that like a little trolley, like an open, with seats and running boards all the way that run the whole side. It's kind of open air and just circled, from that bus terminal down to here, and just jump on, jump off, 50 lek or whatever. That would, to me, that would make a lot more sense. And maybe have it make one stop down by the water. That way you're not, clogging the streets with a ton of taxis, and it would encourage, more commerce back to these areas. So I don't know. It's nice to let my bag rest on the bench or on the seat there for a second, but oh man. Yeah, it's been a while since I've carried everything, and I picked up a lot more weight, so one of the things I need to do in the next few days is drop weight out of my bags. Like I've collected, it's hard because you collect all these receipts and stuff, you don't want to just throw them away. So, sit there and shred them with a pair of scissors, or it's just nothing about it's fun. It's just a pain in the ass. So I have a whole bag of that stuff now, like it's crazy. So I need to deal with that. Oh, there's a taxi, but it's full. Oh, the van is full to the point he's got 2 people in the front seat. So anyway, I'm gonna get to stepping, but yeah, it is funny how much I miss this place. I was only here a short time, but Pogradec does have a feel to it of just comfort, relaxation. Maybe it's the air, I don't know, but even taking the walk, it's a pain in the ass. My knees are sore from the last few days, sitting on buses and stuff, and it's still, with every step you just relax. It's like taking a tranquilizer or something, right? Benzodiazepam for free. Anyway, see you, bye. Okay, well, this was always my cornerstone landmark for the city. Come right up that street. It's this beautiful building. It's about, it says 105, it said 105 a few minutes ago. Lots of people here taking pictures and photos and stuff, but yeah, for me this was always a cornerstone. There's a big hotel behind me. This corner used to be a really lovely cafe. I'm not sure if it still is. ATM here around the corner. There's a coffee shop at the end of this block that I used to go to all the time. I did stop in there, grab a coffee on the way down, just because I love it. And the guy was always so nice to me. Looks like a different guy, it's a younger guy, but there was an old gentleman in there who was always just over the top, nice and gracious to me. We always tried to talk, but never worked out too well because I didn't know any ship at the time, and he knew even less English. So I'm trying to get across the crosswalk here, and it is springtime. People are starting to show up. It's Thursday afternoon, so it should be a busy weekend. The first weekend of May. Nice little statue here. And this is kind of the center point of for me, center point of the walk along the beach. But Everybody's got their own perspectives. There's a lady statue over here. I never got the full story on her or any of these people really, but and there's another gentleman down there a little bit further you can see in the background. Let's get out here and get a view of this lake. Yeah, look at that mountain. Just gorgeous. Clouds coming in. So the whole time I was riding the bus from way down there, I was facing the mountains, which kind of sucked, but it is what it is. But just a beautiful day. And forgot how far down my hotel is, but I'm down here to the right, and it's either 3 kilometers or I don't know which hotel. I forgot on the map, so I need to sit down and look it up, but either way it's a walk. And I'm going to stop down here at the cafe I used to go to all the time, probably have another coffee, just chill out, relax, listen to the birds, and enjoy the afternoon. Because if you're not traveling to relax and enjoy, why are you traveling? And today's been, not every day is rainbow slides, right? So today's been a bit of a shit show. I'm not going to get into it anymore because I'm done with it. It's over. I'm here, I'm happy, and I'm going to go relax. Especially once I drop these bags. Well, that doesn't look too good, does it? Not good at all. So I'm chilling on the bench. I've been walking around, drank some coffee. This place, last 2 times I was here, taxis were like mosquitoes. You couldn't swat them away fast enough. And now I've seen 3 taxis all day. I've been here 4 or 5 hours. 3 taxis. 1 was parked with no one around. 2 were driving full of customers. So I don't know. I changed the location a couple times. I'm gonna hang out here before I get desperate and try and find a number or something to call one. But yeah, I just thought it was funny and kind of enjoying the humor in it to me, because taxis are usually everywhere in Albania. Like, there's too many sometimes, most of the time. But that's a giant hotel right there. I forgot the name. You can kind of see the name, and I think that's the police station behind me, but that's the park. That's like the center cathedral area part of the park. I don't know, not cathedral, but I don't know. There's an amphitheater right there. It's really beautiful. But those clouds look pretty dark. And when this morning started with blue skies, I'm not real excited to see that. Not excited at all to see that. So we'll see what happens, but I just thought the lack of taxis is just cracking me up. And one taxi that went by full of people, you could hardly tell it was a taxi. It had a little tiny sign like right, that was in the back hatch, like it had a hatchback. There's just a little tiny sign from the front, just barely poking over the top. So I don't know, but I figured I'd sit here, and at least if, it's one way, it's by the hotel. Odds are pretty good if there's taxis in this town, one will pass me and I'll be able to yell at it. But yeah, I just thought it was funny. I got such an interesting history lesson from this gentleman working at the coffee shop. I had to ask him if he's like a history professor or something. He's like, no, I work at a gas station. But he gave me so many things to investigate and research about Albania and the city and the lake and the fish. There's tons of details here that are really unique and super, and I had no clue. So I'm going to try and dig up some of those, and maybe I'll share those tomorrow or the next day, or maybe never, right? You never know with me. But anyway, I want to get back to relaxing. Well, I put my stick away, but you got to admit, this is kind of a legit seat, because I've got this TV up here playing all kinds of, it's on a loop, but it's pretty cool. It's playing all kinds of stuff about the local area. And yeah, it's pretty legit. It's not a bad place to like just sit and chill. That's a coffee shop. I'm not showing you right now because there's people there, but that's a coffee shop right there. There's some food. There's this whole street is just food, but see, check that out. That's pretty legit. It's showing all kinds of neat places in the local area. Neat perspectives. Yeah, that looks amazing. I gotta stay on the taxi monitoring though, because I'm starting to get tired. Could definitely use a taxi anytime now. But we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. There have been a number of police officers that came by, and if anybody can get you a taxi, it's usually a cop. And I haven't dealt with any cops here, but all the cops in Triana I've interacted with are just like super excellent people, so always super helpful. So we'll see what happens. But look at the coffee beans being roasted. Yummy. I think that's coffee being roasted. Yep, look at that. Yeah, that looks yummy. Too cool. Oh, that's the name of the coffee shop, I see. Okay, so look at that river, and I think I'm watching the loop correctly. It's going to come into this canyon that's just stunning. So these are some of the rock peaks, the lake. Where is it? Oh, maybe I missed it. Maybe I missed it. There it is. Check out that canyon. That is just incredible. Just incredible. When the sun sets. That canyon's the one I wanted to get. Oh, this is kind of the nightlife. I think that's the fountain out in the lake. So the taxi driver brought me all the way out here, and doors are locked. It's about 5 p.m. There's nobody inside. There's some bikes here, no cars, and yeah, so what do you do now? And the funny thing is, I was on the customer service with Expedia for like 2 hours last night about this, and now what do I do? So this is the joys of traveling, right? Okay, let me explain real quick what happened here is I did finally get a taxi. I got the number off the internet. I called the taxi. He picked me up. He took me to the hotel that was about 20 minutes out of town in the taxi, 15, 20 minutes out of town. And we get there. This is the hotel I booked on Expedia. And we get there and the doors are locked. They're chained and there's no one there. And it's, you know, well within check-in time. And the place just looks not abandoned, but it's clearly no one's around. So that kind of explains the audio there. Now what do I do? Right now, what do you do? I didn't want to dime out the hotel specifically, but I just turned to the taxi driver and said, you know, take me to a hotel. So he made some phone calls and got me a place to stay, and that's where this video picks back up. Sunset. Okay, well, this was too funny. Like I said, outside, taxi driver is great. Got me a place downtown for €30, just on the fly. Just made a phone call and made it happen on a Thursday night. So, pretty excited about that. But the funny thing is I was on the phone chatting with Expedia for like 2 hours about this reservation last night and got nowhere with them. One of my credit cards got compromised, so I was trying to change the credit card on the reservation and they wouldn't do it for me. So one of them, my credit cards, this is why you always carry multiples, right? So one of them, I've been getting these spurious charges. It's locked, so nothing's going to work. It's the same card I used to make the reservation. So I'm trying to, get them to change that so I can order a new one. So I made the reservation, a while ago, and Expedia was like, no, we can't do that. We can't do that. We can't do that. And I don't know what their reasoning is behind that, but no help at all, right? And think about it. You get a bad credit card all of a sudden. What do? And they want to charge me fees for changing the credit card. Just a joke. That is an amazing sunset. When I tap the back of the camera, it doesn't change the focus. So you're kind of getting a washed out version of that, but it's really fabulous. Really fabulous. Look at this big building. It's huge. Too, but that is one massive building built. Okay, I'm 4x4 and down this trail, the urban trail, but yeah, so what a fiasco this is. Got a really nice ride. Taxi driver cut me a crazy good deal. Didn't even ask for it or anything. He's just like totally hooked me up. I'll show you the room in a little bit. I want to make sure I have permission to share that with you since it's not a corporate hotel. But I know exactly where I'm at. I'm right at the end of the walk. In fact, if you watch my walk from 2 years ago or whatever, a year ago, maybe I posted it, you'll see this exact street right here. Because when you get to the end of the lake walk, you have to go around some houses and businesses and stuff, and then you're back on the lake again, headed out towards those bridge tunnel things on the highway and that big bunker at the end. But come up here, I'll flip the camera around and you'll see the lake. But I'm so excited. Like, it was just a really fiasco, and the fact that he was able to make a phone call, get me an apartment within minutes. I could drop my things and beyond, not be wasting my day, searching, trying to find a place. Just wonderful. But this sky, oh man, this sky is just fabulous. Just fabulous. And to think Britain wants to dim the sky, wants to turn it white so it reflects the solar energy. I wonder, does this horsey here want its sun dimmed? I don't know. I don't want my sun dimmed. I want my sun to be left alone. I want my sky to be left alone because this is just fabulous. Look at this. Look at this. That kid just popped up out of nowhere. Look at this. This is just... Sorry, I'm loving life at the moment. Loving life at the moment, but I'm going to go for a walk down here. A lot of people, so won't be filming a lot. Totally off the fasting today, so I'm going to go get some food and hit it again tomorrow. But yeah, life is great. These duck benches are so cute. Oh, somebody left their snacks, but the duck benches I just think are so cute. So, like, when you think about it, pretty easy to do, but there's another one here. But you look at it, it's pretty simple to do, right? But it's just funny to me because it's like, take the opportunity to make something beautiful, and they did. This poor building, man, I don't know what it was, but these did have water flowing out of them at one time, but This building, I don't know how the concrete is. Concrete's still good, man. You could really do a beautiful rehab on this building, but it'll probably just get removed and something better built. But I just like the unique design. It's not what I would design, but it's unique, right? It's somebody put time and effort into doing something different. Something different is often something better. Not always, but there's a big helipad right here too. Check that out. Check that out. Big helipad. Yeah, this is just a beautiful day. Beautiful day. Okay, I'm gonna call that the end of the first day. If I get some food, I may show you. I may not. But, oh, there's some more horsies. I don't know if they'll come out in this camera. But there's some more horsies up there. Yeah. Well, the nice thing too is I'm able to walk around real quick here. The funny thing too, I keep saying N2, right? But the guy one night was 30 euro, and then if I stay tomorrow, it's only 20. So total deal there. I may swoop on that. I may swoop on that because it's not on the walk, but it's really close. Really close. And the bed sheets are clean. Bathroom looked good. He's super nice. And that does matter. Doing business with nice people, good people, honest people, it does matter. Matters a lot. But I can smell snacks. I can smell snacks. Starting to get a little wind, but look at that little red spot there in the sky. It's just beautiful. I don't know if you're going to pick up the clouds right there, but the texturing and stuff, it's just really fabulous. I'll tell you, if you were a landscape painter, I don't know, well, I'm sure there's always better places, right? You can always find a better place, but I gotta tell you, the cameras don't do this place justice at all. The mountains, the way they stand, it's just a feeling. And I had this discussion with a friend of mine years ago. We're backpacking way up in the Cascades, and we're using those little, instant point and shoots. And you look at the photos in a photo album, and you're like, whatever, big deal. It doesn't look fabulous or anything. It just looks like whatever. But to people who have stood on that peak, and when you hang your toes like this over a 1,000-foot drop, and you're standing on this little tiny peak, and you've hiked those glaciers, you've hiked those mountains. I know I do, after those experiences, when you look at photos like that, you see things totally different. Changes your perspective for the rest of your life. So when I look at these mountains, because I've hiked mountains like this, right, I see things maybe a little different than other people. I see more beauty, I just see more now that I've done that. And I'm not saying you don't see it, I'm just saying that's for me. Without that experience, I wouldn't look at those mountains with any reverence or with any magical flair to them. But now, when I look at those mountains, I see all kinds of possibilities, and it's just magic, right? It's just when you get up on top of a mountain like that, looking down, you've walked the whole way. It truly is like a magical experience. And these sunsets and the wind and everything. And I don't even know, you might be able to see the mountains over there, but this lake is just massive. Just massive. And it's really hard to understate, or overstate, I guess. I don't know, hard to overstate. But it's getting cold, all of a sudden, boom, it's cold. All of a sudden the wind's picking up. So it's still not like summer. It's beautiful.